beautiful day, and we're about to get surreal with it.
Get so real with it.
Should be
How
a
are you
hit
doing
song,
today,
right?
John?
I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. I'm feeling productive. You got my brain going this week with this one, man. Let me tell you. Uh, I'm excited for. I mean, we've been talking about it for the last couple of days. I'm excited for Starfield. I'm excited. I'm feeling pretty
Oh
good,
God.
man. So I mean, how are you? You just made the transition from to Microsoft, because I know you're ready for Starfield.
Don't get me. I had an Xbox back in the day, but we're talking back in the day, like 360. So
And you
it's not
had the
like I'm
and you had the
new
same
to it.
account.
Yeah,
Are
still
you
had
ser-
it.
So
Crazy.
that's actually funny because I've had the same Microsoft account from the beginning. I've never changed emails or anything like that. I've had the exact same account since I bought my first Xbox. And a lot of people can't say
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? Like people are constantly switching accounts and things like that. But I've always been loyal to the game, my guy. Always.
Maybe that's how you can tell the original gangster gamers is by their names and stuff,
I'm
and
not
just
an
how long they've been in that.
you know I'm
Yeah.
I'm not an achievement hunter though. Like I know people who have like 3 million gamer
No, no, I'm
points
not.
right now. Like I have like a couple 100,000, if even that.
Hmm.
I'm actually looking at the highest Xbox gamer store.
Going, and sometimes you don't look like or going.
Holy crap! Um, it's a guy named Redemption Denied on Xbox, and he has a 4,056,975 gamers. Holy crap!
Wow. He was there from the beginning.
He's had to have
Wowzers.
played every game ever. That
Before there were reviews, he was reviewing.
that is insane. I'm actually gonna look
I
up
could say that about.
about what?
I could. I could say that about original Nintendo games. About original Nintendo games. I probably tried about every damn game there was,
I have
except for like Japanese release or something like that.
I have 61,000.
There's a lot of Nintendo games. Wow,
61,000 is where I'm at. Where does
that's
that
surreal right there.
where does that leave me? In the rankings.
Uh, I'd say I'd put us up in like the silver tier, maybe.
Yep, we're there somewhere.
Not my achievement, but by years. We got the legends by years, the numbers
Yeah.
by years, not by crunching.
Mhm.
We've just been in it from the very beginning.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Talk to us about what we're doing today.
So, this is probably my most favorite style of art that I was introduced to probably back in high school, if not maybe middle school. So I thought we would do a show on this surrealism.
Very
And I
nice.
have a lot of information.
Well,
So
spill the
if you
beans.
guys like to just sit back and have your ears open for a while, I will educate thee. So I'll give you a little background first. I didn't even know this. I thought surrealism started later, but it actually started in the 20s, and it was a response to the aftermath of World War One. And there's a lot of the Freudian psychoanalysis going on at that time. I don't know why they mentioned that, but I guess that could kind of go in with it. Anyways, the
Yeah.
movement sought to explore the realm of unconscious mind, dreams, and irrational aspects of human experience. I guess that explains the Freudian psychoanalysis part. Surrealism aimed to break free from conventional artistic norms and create a new form of expression that was often characterized by bizarre and dreamlike imagery. Um, there some key characteristics happen to be unconscious exploration, dreamlike imagery, automatism, which I don't, what's that? Surreal artists employed techniques like automatism, which involved creating art without conscious control or premeditation. Okay.
I actually have
This
that one.
allowed the artist's inner thoughts.
I have that one in my notes as well. That's funny.
Uh, I think of Jackson Pollock when I read that. He was
Yeah,
very
yeah.
non-predetermined
Well,
in his
that one is
paintings.
that one is like a technique where they were allowed their subconscious to guide their artistic process, creating spontaneous and unfiltered expressions. I kind of think I think about Jim
Yeah.
Carrey. I think about like how Jim Carrey does his art,
Oh yeah.
and I that's kind of like I feel that Jim Carrey's art kind of fits in that realm there. Did you also get
He's able
distortion?
to summon.
Did you also get distortion and symbolism in your notes too?
Mm, I didn't see that. A lot of big words that I don't know would actually go in with surrealism. I got like juxtaposition and
I got that
displacement. I
one
guess
too.
that would make sense.
Yeah, I got
Freedom from
juxtaposition as well.
convention,
That's I did not.
psychological and political themes. I mean, the psychological and political themes that ties in with World War One and how everybody was thinking that was the end of war. That was supposed to be the war. It wasn't called World War One. It was called the war, the Great War, actually. Um, I'll give you some names here of some of the famous surrealists. Probably the most famous one of them was Salvador Dali,
The great, which I mean, this is
for his
probably the
eccentric and
third.
highly detailed.
We've been talking about Dali the last couple episodes too, so I mean, there's
Oh God,
if you don't bring up Dali in this conversation, it's like, what are you doing?
kind of the poster child for him. He did more bizarre stuff. He actually did some stuff with Walt Disney. I don't know if you know this. He might have even had a hand in Fantasia. Yeah.
Oh man, Fantasia. I'll never forget watching it and being so bored the first half. And I actually remember. I actually remember being a kid and looking at one of my aunts and saying, "You look like one of the hippopotamuses from Fantasia." I
Whoa.
literally I remember being a kid and saying that to one of my
I
aunts
get
as a
smacked.
kid. I don't remember. I remember saying that to somebody though. And but the one
Wow.
thing that always when I think about Fantasia, I always think about the Merlin and Mickey bit, and how, with the dancing brooms and
Mm,
the water and things like that. It was actually
yep.
very interesting, and that as a kid watching that, I didn't know what I was watching. Parts of it scared the hell out of me. Parts of it questioned what is
Yep.
happening here, and kind of broadened my mind to a lot of stuff like like more cartoons of that time and the more darker tones that they were showing, and not if, and they were fun. Fantasia was a beautiful work of art that was done.
Now, when you saw that the first time, were you a kid or older, like in your
I was a,
teens?
I was a kid. I must have been, oh God, maybe
Okay.
anywhere between 5 to 9, maybe even younger than that.
Okay. I was much older. I was like 16 or 17 when the first time I saw it. Just one of those I missed.
Don't show
You
your
know.
age. Don't show your age, Strobridge. I'm just saying.
Have you ever heard of Renee?
No.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to use my Google
uh,
for this one.
this other guy. Yeah, you have to check him out. Actually, I think he's one of the pictures I did like a portrait of. Rene Magritte. No, I did not do him. I'm sorry, but he's another famous surrealist. His paintings are marked by a sense of mystery and illusion. That really doesn't describe him for me enough, but I'll have to check his stuff out. I didn't look him up when I was looking up surrealist art, but that's one of the names it gives me. Max Ernst. He's a well-known surrealist. He was known for his innovative use of collage and frottage, rubbing surfaces to create textures, techniques. And I actually have a couple paintings like this, so I guess I'm a collage frottage surrealist. His art often had a raw and primal quality, reflecting his interest in the unconscious mind. Do you have any surrealist artists
So,
that you like or that
so this,
popped up?
so this guy was considered an existentialist, but his art form was very
Mm-hmm.
surrealist. And I'm talking about the mathematical genius MC Escher. I have always been a fan
Okay.
of his work growing up. I've always loved what he's done, especially like the movie Inception, taking a lot of inspiration from the work that he has done. I'm looking at MC Escher growing up right
Yeah.
now, and again, he was never a surrealist. He was existentialist, but his art form portrayed to me surrealism. Um, and this is another, he was another artist during the 1920s that, you know, after the war and stuff, that was kind of brought
I think
up.
he's probably one of the first artists I was exposed to was Escher,
Yeah,
because you see posters in the malls and the stores all the time.
I think
Pretty neat.
if I could be a little specific, I think I remember first hearing about him in the eighth grade during an art class, and I think what was brought to our attention were the different artists and different forms, and just like MC Escher's art style. I saw the picture, the image that he drew of himself with the mirror ball. You know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So that one, I always
Yep. Yep.
that's
Very
one.
good detail.
Yeah, so that one I saw that one and it just spoke to me, and then I saw the one with the stairs and all his different art forms, and I'm just like, wow, like this is very very intense, very intense. But I mean, let's not waste any more time.
There's a lot of importance to it too at the time, because I mean, the the movement of the 20s had some significant historical importance too. Um, Surrealism emerged in an aftermath of World War One, a period marked by tremendous upheaval and trauma. The focus on delving into unconscious mind and dreams was a response to psychological turmoil experienced by individuals during this time. Sigmund Freud also gained prominence during this era, influencing the surrealist emphasis on exploring the depths of human psyche. So, yeah, there's these two things going on. Medicine was a big uh, upheaval too at this time because uh, I believe this is when they started criminalizing certain things too, like opium and stuff. And I'm pretty sure some of these early artists were probably delving into that to get some of these subconscious representations.
Yeah.
It was also seen as a form of cultural rebellion too. In the 20s, there was a lot of, it's called the Roaring Twenties for a reason. So there was just this huge explosion of art. You have jazz going on, you got paintings, you got movements going on, political and social context. Surrealism wasn't solely concerned with uh, artistic expression; it also addressed broader political and social issues. Many surrealists politically engaged and used their art as a means of critique and protest. And I do believe that some of them might have been seen as communists at one point. I do remember hearing about that
Oh,
at certain
like propaganda
times.
work.
Intellectual. Yes, yeah. Like they might have been Nazis or something like that. Excuse me.
Interesting. Interesting.
Um, intellectual and philosophical impact. Surrealism was not limited to visual art, it extended into literature, philosophy, and other intellectual spheres. The manifesto, and I'm going to read a little bit, or at least explain the manifesto,
Yeah,
because they
please
actually
do.
had a manifesto for surrealism. It contributed to a broader philosophical dialogue about nature of reality, society.
Very nice.
Um, the manifesto I speak of, writing manifestos hear about nowadays are from people you don't necessarily want to meet. So when I heard manifesto, I was like, oh. But some key things to remember when you're talking about this stuff. It opens with a definition of surrealism as pure psychic automatism. That word you like again.
Yep.
Which refers to process of expressing thoughts, ideas, and emotions without conscious control or censorship. It emphasizes the importance of tapping into the unconscious mind to reveal deeper truths. Some of the other, this manifesto is imagination and reality. I mean, you need those, right?
Absolutely.
I think the main factor, and they kind of have it lower on the list, was dreams and unconsciousness. I think this is probably number one. Manifesto underscores the significance of dreams and the unconscious mind as source of inspiration. Surrealists believe that the exploring dreams and tapping into the irrational aspects of the mind, they could access profound insights and truth. And some of these paintings, you definitely say they tapped into that. Revolt against logic and tradition. That pretty much kind of speaks for itself. Social and political critique, we've kind of talked about that. Collaboration and unity. This did bring certain people together that probably wouldn't have been together. I know some of my circles were very into art, and I know I was definitely intrigued by that. Freedom and liberation. Throughout the manifesto, it emphasizes the concept of liberation from societal norms, constraints of the mind, and artistic limitations. Surrealism is portrayed as a means of breaking free and achieving a higher level of consciousness.
Very nice.
Well, there's so much more, but if you wish to look up more, you should just Google it.
Yeah,
it's a very interesting subject.
It is interesting, and I mean, let's show off what we got.
Yeah. Enough talk. Wow, John.
Yeah, I told you it wasn't easy, but I got some interesting stuff. So I dig. So I wanted the art style that we've been talking about, surrealism, but I wanted things that defy the laws of nature and perception. So I wanted in this scene, I wanted to have like sea life elegantly gliding through the sky with like scales catching the ambient light as it navigates the air currents. What I also wanted to have is floating teacups and chairs. No significance to it. They're light in nature, and there's just some, I don't know, teacups and chairs with the shapes that they already do have a surreal shape to them. So I think it added to what I was trying to do here. But with that, I wanted the floating teacups and chairs suspended in midair as if the gravity holds no power over them. And the teacups and chairs drift in a whimsical arrangement, creating surreal dreamscapes that challenges our understanding of reality. And yet the sky itself is a canvas of vibrant and ethereal hues, contributing to the dreamlike atmosphere. I also wanted to merge like aquatic life in the skies, everyday objects. Inviting people to step into a world where the boundaries of possibility are blurred. Surrealism.
It also reminds me of what would be a good Pink Floyd CD cover.
Very true.
I've seen art like that.
I like that.
Very nice.
And I mean, speaking of album covers, talk to me about this one.
Oh yeah. So with all that AI music and stuff we've been listening to, and you turn me on to this and I turn you on to that, I figured I'd kind of try to do an album art cover, and I figured if we're doing surrealism, I'll try Nevermind. So I have somewhere around here, I never had my cues up for my prompts in time.
Do you consider Nevermind to be their best album?
I go between that one and Utero.
Yeah, I like.
I'm gonna say if you could combine those two albums into one, it'd be awesome.
Yeah, I did. I liked In Utero. Obviously, Bleach is a classic.
Right. I don't know why I can't find my props all of a sudden. This seems to happen more times than not. But I know I used some killer prompts. AR 16 by 9s. These are my staples now, pretty much, when I do stuff. I'm pretty sure I threw in a Surrealist portrait, and then what do they call that now? And we can move it side to side. Is that just a cropping that we can do now?
I don't. I think it's just an.
You know what I mean?
I think it's an extension.
Okay.
Like
and then
an
that, of
extent.
course.
Yeah. Very beautiful Strobridge. Very beautiful.
Yeah, we seem to be in our ocean mine right now with your pictures and my pictures. I like how those two went together.
I didn't even like purposely like do that, but yeah, I mean.
Hey, synchronicity, man.
Yep. So this one,
Ooh.
I made so many of these. These were so hard to put together. Let me tell you. Let me tell you.
What did you use?
So I wanted to use the whole like symbolism with the newspaper clippings and propaganda, like we were talking about before. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. And it just like had like a quiet sneeze. So I wanted newspaper clippings and torn thank you, and torn photographs in the surrealist composition of artwork portraying the battlefield, in a battlefield where like shrapnel is on, you know, debris, fractured images of the environment around them. I also wanted to have gears of clocks moving to portray time. You know, not knowing the perception of time during a hostile situation, no matter what kind of war you're fighting, whether that be mental or physical.
Right.
But, you know, I wanted the metallic movement synchronized with the ticking of inner mechanisms. The sky is a surreal blend of fiery oranges and cool blues. It is in there. I wanted the cool blues in there, so, just to show off that there is something nice in there. I know you can't see it, but it's hidden above the madness. But I also wanted, you know, with clouds taking on the shapes of distorted faces and melting landscapes in the distance of, you know, we have just clouds to blue flowers, and you know, I just wanted to symbolize destruction and rebirth intertwined. You know, it captures. I wanted like to really capture like the chaos and disorientation of World War III through like unconventional lens of surrealism, if that makes sense.
It does. I like how it's not necessarily when I think of surrealism, I think of not stock footage. Okay, you know Monty Python?
Yes.
Kind of that style, surrealist paper clippings. Kind of, I like it though.
Yeah,
because it's not your typical painting. Like it's not like an oil painting of surrealism. It's more of a paper mache or something like that.
Yeah,
like
that. And I am a fan of that. Like when you see like some of these old like propaganda style newspaper clippings and they're put together like a ransom note. I mean, I think that style is pretty cool. I would love to play around with that one day. See what's the next one.
Definitely. We had to toy around with this one. So we just know my common prompts. We're just gonna start memorizing those people, right? HDR, Unreal Engine, AR 16 by 9 or -9, whatever you want to call that. But I wanted to. We were talking about graffiti not too long ago either, and how you get to see some cool stuff where you're at. I might see it occasionally. And I wanted to bring that to the surrealism world. So I know I combined modern day art graffiti with surrealism. I may have even thrown in some color prompts like you did with your last one, like the blues and the sandstone color.
Yeah, I love this because it's kind of
and
this reminds me of
this is actually a little different from what I gave you.
Yeah, this one kind of reminds me of like a Pueblo type neighborhood. And
Yes.
and it's like it's
Yes.
street art on the Pueblos, and I think that's really cool. I think that would be really beautiful to see. It probably happens already, and we don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing,
Exactly.
amazing. This one was simple for me to put together. I wanted to portray utopia. That's it. I just wanted to make a
I
surreal
like you.
form of utopia, and I have, if you guys don't know already, I have a thing for trees, and not the ones that you roll up and smoke. I'm talking about actual
Does.
trees that grow. I'm talking about the good old the trees are older than sharks, right? Like, so trees. Oh no, or is it the other way around?
And they're the oxygen makers.
Yeah. So, you know, I think that
You know?
I've done a couple of forms of different trees in some of the artworks that I've made, and this one I want to have like a city, a perfect world, a utopia where people can be themselves and you know live life and skateboard down the street and pour graffiti on the brick walls and eat a hot dog and put macaroni and cheese on it or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Rich life.
yeah, just utopia. just just a utopia, But I this is another one of my top ones that I really did enjoy making.
Did you see the ones I kind of did like this, like landscapey?
I did, and I liked every
I did
single
a
one of
couple
them.
like that.
Now, is this the one that you were talking about earlier? Is this the surreal artist?
Okay. Yes, and this dude goes back. His name is Man Ray, Manray. I had to look at that a couple times, but that's the dude's name. Where's my info on old Man Ray? Man Ray, where'd you go, Man Ray? I think of boat terms for some reason when I hear Man Ray, or maybe it's Man Ray. Anyways, Man Ray's work also delved into the Dada movement, which I'm probably pronouncing that wrong.
No, yep.
Dada movement
MC,
in experimental photography.
MC Escher
He
was
is
a
known
part of
for
that
his
movement
innovative
too.
use of photographs. We'll have to look that up because I don't know what that means. The Dada movement,
Yeah.
cameraless images, his exploration of unconventional techniques. He's about the only one that I've read that used more like photography. So I've done photography, and I'd like to see some of the stuff that he's done. He was born in 1890,
Woo!
and he passed away in 1976.
Oh wow! So he
So
was about
he
80.
he lived quite a while.
He's around 80 years old. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I like this. You see the abstract.
He gives me Alfred Hitchcock vibes.
Yeah, I really do like this one because like it had you see the surrealism and the abstract shapes in the back, and then he uses himself as the forefront of the photo, and I love how good old Midge was able to put that together.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to portray a battlefield with clocks. We're coming back into the theme with clocks portraying time and being in whether you're having a mental war, you're having a physical war, and there is no perception of time. You just don't know when it is.
Right.
And that's what I wanted to portray here. I want you have the sun, and you have like a big planet out like right back there too. Maybe that's some type of moon, and you have the sun. But there's a lot of stuff happening in this art piece right here, which it's like a dark version of Salvador Dali.
Very.
talk to me about this one.
Turn down nuggets. So this lovely gentleman goes by the name of Max Ernst. He was another popular artist of this. His techniques included collage, frottage. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Frottage. It sounds like I am. Rubbing surfaces to create textures. And another term I know nothing about. Grattage. Scraping paint across a canvas, which I guess I've done that myself as well. His art often reflects a sense of mastery, drawing from his fascination with dreams and the unconscious, which is staples for this style.
Very nice. I love that. I love that it has like a painter's look and also like a photograph at the same time.
Yes, I was trying to go for a portrait again, just like Man Ray the last time, because I didn't really know a whole lot about him. So I figured it'd be nice to kind of have like a picture of them, to because I mean, people have heard of Dali, they know how he looks. So I wanted kind of the same feel for some of these other guys. I wanted them to have their own picture, if you will.
Yep. And,
That's about it for him. He was a pretty cut and dry dude.
And my final one that I have here, Spaghetti Horse.
Oh.
So this one I wanted like literally just completely surreal, featuring a scene where reality blends and stretches in intriguing ways. But in this unique world, I wanted a figure walking gracefully I originally wanted a person on stilts, right?
And I think that,
Mm-hmm.
On the right side, with that extension of the arms, that could be some kind of other worldly stilts, but I want them made of the vibrant spaghetti strands that elongate and twist in every step. Kind of like a symbiote forming.
Mm-hmm.
But the figure's form is stretched and contorted and curiously fluid, defying the laws of physics. Nearby, a surreal horse stands tall with elongated legs that reach towards the sky, and its body taking on the unexpected shape of a very comfortable stallion. The landscape around them is kind of like, not a barren wasteland, but just you see the skyscrapers in the back, but just, it's just more distorted shapes and colors, inviting you guys to explore boundaries of imagination and reality with this. I think this is an extraordinary example of distortion in surrealism. You get distortion of perception, a lot of beautiful colors, and something that you could really look at and just kind of just like wonder.
Mm-hmm.
And for your final one,
oh, maybe I did mention Rene Magritte earlier, and this is him, and I apologize. I didn't think I actually did a picture of him. This is probably more of his famous kind of, what do you want to call it? Oh, with Dali, he had crutches in a lot of his paintings, and with this guy, Rene Magritte, he has a lot of like pictures of just apples in front of people's faces. I think some of the Beatles art might have been inspired by this guy.
Oh, interesting.
It seems like I've seen a Beatles album that it kind of reminds me of that. Some other movie is actually inspired from this painting too. I almost want to say this guy was a veteran. He was in World War I as well. I could be wrong on that. I don't have my notes all of a sudden. from what I remember he was.
Oh, very interesting.
I think he was more into the landscape aspect of it.
Okay. Which, I mean, you could definitely see here too. I love the clouds, how they look like the apples or the fruit that's there hanging on the side there. They kind of reminisce the same shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean these were very interesting art pieces that we just saw, and I would like to do a couple more of these sometime down the line in the future.
When it gets brought up in a conversation again.
Yep, yep. And for next week's episode, make sure you check us out because we are going to be digging into each other's mid-journey profiles, and we're going to be pretty much like question. We're going to look at some that were not on episodes or some that really intrigued us. Maybe there might be some outtakes. There might be some really, really interesting ones. But we're going to look at each other's mid-journey profiles and choose up to 4 each, and kind of talk to each other about why we like these images, and what makes these images speak to us, and why we chose these, and why we like these, and consider these the best of the 4.
Mm-hmm.
But Strobridge,
Yep.
once again, thank you.
Yes, and I apologize if that affected the end there with the descriptions, but that a little problem.
Yeah,
I think we got it under control.
yeah, we do. But yeah, catch
Cool.
us next week.
Good.
Have a good one.
Arrivederci.